are now tuned in to the TMS podcast. Here's your host, J. Curtis Strickland.
Welcome, friends. Do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe. Click on that bell for notifications. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a follow and give us a rating. That would be most excellent. I also have a merchandising company. It's called Hell's Heart Merch Company. Go on over to hellsheartco.bigcartel.com. Use the code podcast for 20% off your entire order. They're fine Bella Canvas Next Level Tri-Blend t-shirts. If you like movies, if you like hardcore, check it out. We got a bunch of film and music inspired t-shirts. So we would love your support. We also have super chats available. If anybody wants to give a small donation to help with the upkeep of the show, that would be most excellent too. If you got a question or you just want to give praise to the guests, send us a super chat. We will put it up right away in the comments section.
Tonight's guest has carved out a lane through consistency, professionalism, and knowing exactly how to stay relevant in a business that doesn't hand out longevity. She's worked with the biggest studios, built a massive following, and turned her name into something that stands on its own, whether it's on screen, online, or in business ventures behind the scenes. We're talking about somebody who understands the game, survived it, and kept evolving with it. Please welcome NOMINEE.
Thank you so much for being here, Nina. How are you?
Good.
How was that intro? Did that dap you up enough?
Got me hyped, got me pumped. Like a boxer's walkout.
It's like a WWE intro, right?
Right? I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to find the royalty-free music is hard too, but they've got all these wonderful YouTube videos where you can just get like stuff that kind of sounds like other artists and stuff. So I tried to pick something that you might like, but you seem to be a connoisseur of all kinds of music, so we'll definitely get into that. My first question for you, ma'am, is what was growing up like for you? Kind of what was your relationship with, your family growing up? What did you do to kind of get involved in your industry?
So I was an Army brat. My dad is from Northern California. My mom was German. He went to Germany on his first tour. I came 9 months later. So I kind of just grew up going back and forth. I lived all over the place, and I lived in Georgia and Texas, Arizona, all over California, a lot of places. I can't remember, all over Europe. I got to travel all over Europe, which was really cool. I was like 16 years old in Mallorca and Ibiza, somewhere laying drunk at the beach. Nowadays, I'm looking back like my parents like disconcern is very concerning. Like thinking back now, being a mom myself, it's like, goddamn. But yeah, it was fun. I got to experience a lot of things. Grew up in like military communities and all that. Then I decided, you know what, let me try to give the Army a swig myself, and I took my ASVAB and everything, and then they said I'd be a great dental assistant. But I kind of got cold feet last minute, and I got out and got pregnant anyway. So I ended up being a dental assistant in real life when I was younger. I went to school and did all that. I was a dental hygienist. And then I just got bored and I wanted something more, and I wanted to kind of like make some money on the side. And I watched like this segment on Oprah where she was talking about this couple like webcamming, and I was like, oh shit, you can do that. You can do stuff on camera, get paid. So I looked into that and I did really well on that. And then soon like enough, there was like porn companies just hitting me up, and I was like, maybe I'll give it a try. Yeah. And that's that's my whole spiel.
Was that what you were going to do in the military? Was like dental work
Porn?
or what?
Oh.
Oh, I guess you could. I mean, the crazy shit is like, I also had a brief military career, and, the shit that they get away with now, like the stuff that they do on TikTok, it wouldn't surprise me at all if somebody could do porn and still be active duty military.
For sure. I mean, honestly, what I seen, because I grew up in the military community and I had a lot of friends that were like staying in the barracks, and I was friends with a lot of GIs and stuff. And we would have the craziest parties in the barracks, and what happens in the barracks on weekends is way crazier than what happens at any porn party.
Oh,
Let
no
me just
doubt.
say that. Okay. And I know firsthand. So
I'm
if
sure.
I can survive the barracks, I thought I can survive porn.
Yeah, it's funny that you should mention that. We used to bring some of the fellow female Marines up there. I know we'd probably get in big trouble for this now, but we used to bring some of the female Marines up there and watch porn with them. And like there was
That's
this
all
one
you
girl
guys
that would be
do?
well, I mean, I was pretty civil then. I think some of the other guys probably got a little bit more rowdy, but like there was one girl, she was like sitting in the back, she's like, "Oh my God, this is so nasty." And we were like, "Nah, you're lying, you're lying." But yeah, no, what okay, so now that we've gone down that rabbit hole, what's the craziest thing that you ever saw or witnessed in the Army barracks?
I don't ask, don't tell, right?
I suppose. You saw some of that going on then, huh?
Yeah. So I've seen
Okay.
some don't ask and don't telling. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, so you had a brief flirtation with possible military career,
Mhm.
and then you went into the dental hygiene field,
Yeah.
and you just decided to go into, the adult industry based on what
Oprah said.
what you had saw on Oprah, correct? So you kind of got like a little bit of a late start with that for most
Mhm.
performers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got married at 19 and I was a mom all through my 20s. And then my second child, I was staying home and I was like, I didn't really want to go back to work and I wanted to find a different income where I could stay home and make some money. And then I tried that, and that was like in my early 30s when I got in. Must have been like 33 when I got in, 32 or 33. So I got a late start and I had a lot of things going against me. I get shit like, oh, you got tattoos, they're not gonna want you. Oh, you're older, they're not gonna want you. But contrary to all that, I did very well for myself.
Yeah, it seems like there's just a whole sub market for that. I mean, me
Well,
personally,
now, yeah.
well, yeah, maybe not back then, but I mean, me personally, I like older. I like the tattoos, so I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that were, much similar to me.
Mhm.
So you really excelled at that. And what was kind of like, did you have any sort of like conflicted attitudes or opinions about it? Did you have any reservations about it? What kind of
I
like,
actually, yeah, I was married, and I was married at the time, and my husband was like, he helped me. He was so supportive, and he helped me find my agent, and like looked into stuff for me, and helped submit me to twisties and all that. And he was so supportive for me just doing girl girl. And then later on, I did so well just doing girl girl. Then they came to me, like bigger companies came to me and offered me contracts to be contracted, but it would have to be a boy girl. And then that didn't work out for my marriage. So I was conflicted about that, but I chose the money. And yeah, my marriage didn't last, but my money did. So
well, yeah, I mean, your husband was actually okay with that for a while though,
well, he
correct?
was okay with the girl girl, and then I told him, "Hey, look, I'm gonna do boy girls. I'm just gonna do my contract term and then get out." Didn't work that way. I ended up meeting my husband now and falling in love, and exactly what he was afraid of happened. So
And, and your current husband had worked in the industry, correct?
yeah, he was in. We shot a scene, and I just knew at the time. I was like, oh, "Okay, my marriage is done because I'm in love with this guy, like head over heels." So
Wow. Is that
yeah.
like is that like a common thing? Do performers often catch feelings for each other, or is
I
it
mean,
kind of
it's
like
not
more?
super common, but it does happen. I do know a lot of porn couples. I don't know how many lasted, but there's some. But it's not crazy common because a lot of times you just go in there and oh, it's just work. We just get it done. It's work. But then there's one that is a game changer, and you just know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of, couples in the adult industry that have actually been able to persevere and kind of last for a while, but it does seem like it is kind of less common and that you do have to kind of disassociate from
Hmm.
things. I remember you listening, I was listening to that Lush World interview that you did,
Hmm.
and you had equated it to eating McDonald's every day, like, and when you eat McDonald's
Exactly.
every day, like, you just kind
It
of are
seems like
like,
nothing.
you're like,
Mhm.
like through with, or McDonald's or In and Out. That
In and
California
it's
is
in
In
and
and Out,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that you're just kind of like, you're kind of done with it by the end of the day.
Oh
So,
yeah, for sure.
but you and you don't really kind of perform like that off camera. You're kind of more of a like, kind of go more for like intimacy and just kind of like basic stuff, correct?
Yeah, I actually do because I had to do so much crazy stuff on film, and I've did it all, seen it all, and so has my husband now. So it's like now we're just like, can we just be normal and just do normal and just have normal sex? It's fucking great, you know. Let's not
Yeah.
swing off the chandelier and do the pile driver, and we had to do that for work for so many years. So can we just have? So it's great because we have that type of understanding, and that's it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds, and you guys kind of come from similar trajectories, so it seems that you
Hmm.
would, there wouldn't be any sort of like jealousy or suspicion or, anything like that. And you have shared experiences, and that you did kind of come up through the ranks in the same
Oh,
occupation.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we still do like our content like with friends and other girls, which is fun, but that's about as kinky as we get. But yeah, we've been through some shit.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful, though. No, I
Yeah,
mean, that's
it's
great.
great.
I think that's absolutely wonderful that you guys have been able to kind of persevere and still kind of do what you're passionate about. I want to rewind for a quick second, though, and like growing up in Germany, did you
Mhm.
grow up there? Like, how old were you whenever you left Germany?
I was always back and forth. I finally left in 2007, so I was 27. That's the
Okay.
last time I was back, and I really miss it a lot. Like, especially now that my mother passed, I feel like I want to have more of a connection to Germany, my homeland. I really miss it a lot, so I do hope I get to go back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, if my
Where did you
finances allow.
where did you grow up in Germany?
Wiesbaden,
Wiesbaden. Or
yeah, it's
okay,
kind of by
so I
Frankfurt.
want I want to test my my German. Wo
Okay,
wohnst du in Deutschland?
ich habe in Wiesbaden gewohnt.
Ah, das
Mhm,
ist
mhm.
fantastisch.
Es war fantastisch, ja.
Mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut, aber
Nein, das
äh,
ist gut, das ist so gut.
wirklich? Okay.
Ja.
But it's all right. I took 2 Jahre in Schule, 2 years at
Yeah,
school.
that's
So,
really just good. That is
oh
really
well,
good. I could
thank you,
understand
thank you.
you and I didn't have to like, huh? Huh? And I got it. I
Can
totally
I
got
tell
it.
you though? I had a German roommate, and every time I would speak to him in German, he would not speak back to me in German. He would always speak in English, and I'm like, "Help me out, dude! Like, I'm trying to learn here."
You know why? Because I think in Germany, English is kind of like a second language, and everybody speaks English, and it becomes easier for them than German itself. Because German is kind of a hard language. If you master that, you're good because they male and they femalize everything, die, der, das, and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's a little hard.
Das Mädchen is always confusing because it's like, well, they're girls, so it should be die Mädchen
Yeah,
if,
that's
but if
true.
it's
It's like
singular,
they're
yeah.
like gender neutral or something. Like what the
Yeah, that one always confused me. That German teacher was always like, "No, it's das if it's singular, like the
Yeah,
girl,"
but
and
if
I'm
it's a
like,
lot of bitches, then
"It's
it's
die
like
Mädchen."
then they're
Yeah,
females. But if you're only one, then you're not a female. You can only be a female if you're more than one female.
it makes no sense to me. It
No
makes
sense.
no sense.
No
Yeah, it's
sense.
weird. But so what did you? What do you feel like the benefits of living in Germany were versus the United States? And how do you feel? Obviously, you didn't get your start in adult film when you were in Germany, but like, do you feel like German attitudes or European attitudes in general are a lot different towards adult performers versus ones that are in the United States? Like the attitudes that
Yeah.
are in the United States? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's more there the US is a little more prude when it comes to stuff. In Germany, like you can go to a lake and you can lay there with your tits out and sexuality is embraced more. It's not like frowned upon or shamed on. But vice versa in the United States, you can't even like I was recently at a porn convention and I had my banner behind me and my nipple is showing and they freaked out. They're like, you need to cover up your nipples on the banner. I'm like, am I not at a porn convention? Like I can't have my nipple out. And in Germany, in Europe, like there's nipples on billboards, there's nipples at the beach. It's like so there's a lot of things that are like a little more taboo here than in Germany. But I think that kind of made me feel more secure, more comfortable with my body. coming into it. I can definitely say that. And then also Germans have a very, I feel like, a callous attitude about you. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna do what I do. If you don't like it, I don't worry about what you think about me. Nein, das ist mir ganz egal. Scheiße. Ja. Like, so I came up, ich mach das Geld. Das
Yeah,
was ich will.
fix
Like,
du Arschloch. You know, like.
So, and I came out with that mentality. I wasn't really like phased by what people think of me, or, you know. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, somebody must like it because somebody's buying my shit. So,
well, that's yeah, exactly. No, I mean, you're a legend. It's funny. I was telling, and I don't feel bad about saying this anymore, but I was telling your agent. I said I have expended many a box of tissues to Nina, and he started laughing. And then on Lush World, you were like, "No, that's an honor. Like, I love hearing that."
it is
So
an
I was
honor.
like,
I
okay.
really would like to know how many guys I've made come in the world, like over my span. Like, wouldn't you like to know a number? How many?
I would think so. I mean,
How
especially
many
in your
loads
industry.
I've
Yeah.
helped bust? Like, is that? I mean, what's your guess?
Well, I mean, based on your Instagram following, which I think would be lowballing it, I would say hundreds of thousands, but probably
I mean,
more than that.
I've had Pornhub views over 1 billion, and that's just the
Yeah,
views. So if every guy
exactly.
came, like, and not watching Pornhub either, so but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, my
Exactly.
Instagram actually was deleted, so this is not my
Right.
old school. This is my new one. I
And
just
why
have
did
1.5 mil. So.
holy shit? And
Yeah, and
why did
Instagram.
they do that? What was their like rationalization
I
for
don't
that?
know. They always have something up their ass. Like they're always like, they just deleted a picture, a video. No, it was a reel of me, Rachel Cavalli, and my friend Melanie. And we were doing a reel in our Christmas of 90s, like long sleeve, not showing anything. And they deleted a reel and took my account down for a whole day. And I think Rachel lost her subscriptions. And all it said is Merry Christmas. I'm like, I don't understand. I guess because porn girls cannot celebrate Christmas. I guess that's my biggest guess. I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, that it's just crazy to me because just given the nature of where we are in 2026, some of the stuff that passes on Instagram seems a lot more extreme than some of the stuff that they flag on there and
Exactly.
delete accounts over.
Like no disrespect against the Indians or whatever, but I see like accounts in India with girls that are just like, you're like, well. I'm like, what is it? Like, what is going? And this is just like I'm scrolling and drinking my coffee in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah, well, and especially the stuff that like passes on Twitter too, like
Twitter is known for being a little, risque.
Yeah, of course, Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it now. But
whatever. I still call it Twitter. I'm old school. I cannot get over.
It's got a better ring to it, doesn't it?
Twitter. It's Twitter. Yeah. I still have Twitter.
What do you send out on X? An X? It's a tweet.
Yeah. I'm Xing right now. Let's X.
Let's X. Yeah. Exactly. So attitudes are definitely different in Germany. And, I'm a big fan of Germany. I didn't get to spend a lot of time there. I spent probably a day there and mostly in the Alexanderplatz there. But I love Germany.
Where were you at in Germany? Alexanderplatz, is that Berlin or?
Well, I was in, Berlin. There's actually a movie by, do you know the director Fassbinder?
See, I don't hear the last
one. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. There was a mini series in German television called Berlin Alexanderplatz, which was cool that I actually got to visit it because I'm a fan of the show. But
wow.
I only spent a few hours there because I was in Poland and they had to take me to the airport in Berlin. And it's funny because there was my driver did not speak English. But I did not speak Polish. We both spoke German. So I was like, wie lange jetzt zu dem Flughafen? And he was like, 20 Minuten. I was like, danke, and we kind of spoke in German a little bit, but not anything extensively, But yeah, I wish I could go back there because it just seemed just like a really cool place. And I wish I could do a little bit beautiful. More exploring.
Yeah, for sure. You got to try the food too. I'm kind of glad I don't live there anymore. I'd probably be 300 plus pounds living there. The food is just so freaking good.
Yeah. Yeah, no
delicious.
doubt. No doubt. Yeah. So you performed for quite a long time in the industry, like doing like mainstream productions and studio productions and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of shifted gears, like you said, and then you got into just kind of producing your own content.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find it more of a challenge for, let's say, adult content creators if they are new and they're trying to go that route through OnlyFans?
Oh
Or do
yeah.
you feel like, yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure. Because if you have to have a following to bring with you, because I've known girls that don't have a following that sign up for OnlyFans and like, oh, I only made $47. Like, it's not you, and they're beautiful girls, but they just don't have the following and the fan base. Like me, I
right,
can sit there and put my live stream on, do my makeup, and just make money because my fans just want to see me do anything. Like it's easier
yeah,
to do that if you do have a fan base. Definitely, most definitely. And that's what I like. A lot of girls, I tell them, well, wait, if you want to do that, maybe you should webcam a little bit just to get a little mini fan base to get your face out there. And they're like, oh, I seen this girl on webcam, and go check out her OF. If you don't want to do porn. Of course, if you want to do porn, go all in, then great,
right.
do that. I wouldn't recommend that, but it's not for
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, and I guess that would lead kind of to my next question. Like, what do you feel like are the biggest challenges aside from the actual performance aspect of,
Mhm.
say, even like a new girl or even a guy like entering the industry to where they are, like off camera challenges? I know some performers have issues with like banking, being able to get like a bank that will,
Mhm.
rep them, or like a line of credit or something like that, or
Um,
even just the stigma of like dealing with family or friends or anything like that. What do you feel like is the biggest kind of off-screen challenge?
it's definitely that. Like I like off screen challenge as like you're going to go into it and you're going through it or afterwards.
Or
Which one?
even a little bit of
Because
both.
there's so
Yeah.
many challenges. Like at which point is which challenge are you talking about?
Well, I
But
would
the,
say initially, and then after you're kind of tenured and you've been in it for a while.
I mean, initially is really just getting over you having to just be comfortable with working with any partner and be completely into it. And human nature, like sometimes, especially as a guy, you're gonna work with a girl and you're gonna be like, or like maybe her stuff stinks, and or maybe she's being a bitch to you, and your stuff is not working right, and then she's even more bitch to you, and the camera crew is upset, and then now you're not getting hard, and so that's an issue until you learn all the ins and outs, like how to stay hard during the scenes. That's hard,
Yeah.
and as a
Well,
girl, it's hard to mentally put yourself into that and just be comfortable with your body and seeing your body on camera and knowing people are watching you, and sometimes being comfortable with doing things that are out of your comfort zone. And then like I said, afterward, like you said, afterwards, like once, even when you're out, I'm getting a real job and getting on with real life, and like being in society, or trying to get a home loan, or trying to get a rental house, and showing your pay stubs, and you have to explain like where is this pay coming from, and so there's just so many so many challenges.
right. And you'd
Yeah.
think it would be a little bit more acceptable in 2026 that,
Yeah.
we've kind of like we're kind of past that point to where,
Hmm.
we've had people that have been in mainstream film and television productions like Euphoria and like Game of Thrones that
Hmm.
are like, have been in the adult industry. I
Yeah.
mean, like Lisa Ann does her
Hmm.
XM radio show and stuff,
Yeah.
about sports, so it's like who was another one? uh Diana Prince, Darcy the Mail Girl on The
Hmm.
Last Drive-In, So you
Yeah.
you would think that we would kind of be at a point to where there would be some sort of crossover and that people wouldn't make such a big deal about it.
Yeah, but it's still not, because they're looking and they're seeing, like, especially if you're applying for a job, like what kind of valuable traits do you bring to the employer? Well, I sucked dick for the last 10. Okay. you know like that's not going to help me get a job as a receptionist in a law office, or in a I mean maybe or in a dental. Yeah, it's just like the whole missing time, and then of course they're gonna look like, is this? They're gonna see that you do have income, but they're like, well, is this income consistent? What if you have a mental breakdown and you can't shoot? Where's this money gonna come from for rent? Like, and they look
Right.
at all that because it's not consistent income. It's great when the money's great, and when it's not, it's not. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people know that and look at that. It's not reliable income.
Is it one of those situations where it's like feast or famine? When it rains, it pours.
Mhm.
Like, or
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, or are a
Yeah,
lot of people pretty consistent with it?
yeah, I mean, it is like you have to learn how to gauge it right and be mentally there like all the way and not get caught up in, like you said, feast or famine, like spend the money on clubs and bars and expensive clothes. You have to be smart with it, you have to
Sure.
smart and gauge yourself, not burn yourself out. You got to give yourself a break, give your pussy a break, give your mental a break. you know
Right.
yeah, you got to do that.
Do you find a lot of performers starting their own businesses or doing something like that so that they maybe don't have to answer to a boss or like an authority figure and can
Oh
have
yeah.
like a steady stream of revenue?
Yeah, for sure, a steady stream of revenue, and then also I feel like a way out slowly, because I don't think I as a female performer, I don't think like 90% of these girls are gonna say I want to do this for the rest of my life. There's got to be an end game, because when you do it, the money's good, but there's no retirement, there's nothing after. Then of course it's just gonna be hard to find a job after. So you have to set yourself up. And girls that do have, or any performer that has anything else going on, is because they want to set themselves up for when their time's done.
Yeah. And that seems to make the most sense, but it seems like a lot of people would get caught up in, like you said, the a lavish lifestyle
Hmm.
or, just blowing their money or, doing
Yeah.
foolish things like that or,
Yeah, and it's really
dr-
easy to do that because the money is great when you're in. I mean, it's great. I look at my wiki and it says my net worth is like over $1 million. And I'm like, that's what it says. I don't see where. I mean, I do have nice cars and I live comfortably, but I wouldn't say that that's what, maybe over my span, but none of that exists anymore. I wasn't smart. I didn't invest. I did buy agency, but
Well, and I think a lot of that's in assets too now, no? Like
yeah,
if you do have expensive
yeah,
cars, like you got $100,000 car, that would count as
yeah,
part of
yeah,
your
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know that for the longest time. I
yeah,
thought if
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
had 20
I'm like,
million
oh, really?
dollars
That's
like
what it is. Yeah, I guess.
it was like all fat stacks of cash and shit. But
Yeah.
so I know that also kind of a common problem too can be a lot of the mental challenges and like
Mhm.
dealing with like depression
Oh,
or
yeah.
just finding any sort of sense of stability. And sometimes people might come from a damaged like traumatic life, and then they find either
Oh,
solace in
that's
that or something. And do you find that to be pretty commonplace, or are
I
there like
do. Yeah.
yeah.
There is a lot of performers, especially a lot of female performers that come into the industry young because they're damaged, or they come from wrecked home life and they want to get in there. And they look for love and they look for gratification and they look for fame, and they kind of get drug into it because like porn will eat you up. It's a dog eat dog game. And if you don't come into it mentally stable, like for me, I came into it when I was older. I came into it because I knew I wanted to make money. I knew I needed to support my kids. I wasn't looking for anything, so that's why I prevailed in it. And it's so important too that young girls, that they don't do like Xanax or like painkillers, and it's very easy to do because you're doing all these scenes, because they always, fans always want more and they want crazier scenes and harder scenes. So you find yourself doing DPs, you find yourself doing anal, and naturally that shit hurts. So you're doing painkillers, you're just to be on set and to get through the scene, and then you do when you come home because it felt good and helped you relax, and now your butt hurts because of the scene, so you need more painkillers. And it's so easy to get attached to like medication and medicate, and even like partying. Like you're always like, you go to a party, there's always cocaine, there's always like Molly, there's always, so you really have to be able to be a strong person mentally, and know your limits and know why you're in it and have an end game.
But there are some girls that are out there that are just like probably emotionally and mentally
Mhm.
stable that are just in it for the love of the game. That just want to like get
Yeah, yeah, of
down and
course, there's
stuff,
girls.
right?
Yeah, there's girls out there that really do love, doing it. Like for me, like I love sucking dick, and I love doing that. That
God
was
bless you.
that was my favorite thing, and like I won
God
awards on
bless you.
it, and you really got to naturally either love to do it or you don't. And if you
Right.
don't love to do it, then you have to be mentally strong. But
Sure.
yeah, no, I do love sucking dick. That was my favorite thing. I've got lots of awards on
Great.
that, and people ask
Yeah.
me, "Oh, how do you deep throat so good, or how do you suck dick so good?" I'm like, well, you know what? It's like either you like it or you don't. Like the minute you get in there and you start thinking, like, am I doing this right? Is this feeling good? You already fucked up.
You just gotta
I'm just
have
kidding.
that
And then
zest
it's
for
a
doing it, I
handle.
guess.
Just handle it, open your throat and handle it. Yeah.
That's hilarious. What's your okay, I guess I could say your craziest or your funniest on-set experience. They could be both, like or just like anything wild that's happened to you while you were shooting a scene where you were just like, this could only happen in the adult entertainment industry. What do you got story-wise?
I mean, I in the industry, like I have passed out on sets before, like lost my consciousness on set, which was pretty crazy because and then I woke back up and then I finished shooting the scene. So that
Just
was
from
pretty
the
crazy.
intensity of the performance.
I just from a lot going on. It was like it was a blow bang scene. So I was
Okay.
getting a lot of dicks shoved down my throat and I guess I just passed out at some point. So that was pretty crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you out for?
I don't know. It must have been like maybe 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Like I was just knocked. But
Wow.
everyone's nice there, and they helped me come back, and I was able to finish the scene. So that was great.
That's awesome. No,
Yeah.
that's great. Did you ever like refuse to shoot a scene either because um you didn't want to do like a certain type of content, or I don't know, you don't wouldn't have to name names obviously, but like a certain performer that you were just like, nah, I'm not going to work with
Yeah.
them, or
Oh
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I feel like when I got in like a while ago, it was more frowned upon and you kind of couldn't say anything because they wouldn't hire you again for shoots and it was kind of frowned upon. So I kind of kept quiet for a lot of stuff and then there was this yeah. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, yeah, of
Into
course, of
that.
course, of course.
But yeah, that's happened just because like a lot of times I would refuse like scenes like guys that would shoot crossover scenes just because not that I have anything against them doing that, just because I it's just a health risk that I didn't
Sure.
want to take. And then also I wouldn't do trans scenes because I just didn't want to get remembered as that.
Right.
Yeah, and I've
Of
turned them
course.
down. Yeah.
But the testing is pretty common in the industry.
It
Like
is
you
it is common, but you don't know what they're doing in their off time. And then a lot of times TED, like especially like HIV, it takes a while to show up in your test. And it
and
takes like up to six months to really show.
and that was actually an issue that you had to kind of like deal with at one point, correct?
Yeah, when I first got in the industry, I had a false test, and that was really, really scary, and it scared the shit out of me. And I think that kind of like set the path to why I was like, okay, I'm going to be super careful. I'm not going to do any fringe stuff. I'm not going to do anything to put myself in danger because when I had that false test, man, I really thought like I was going to die. Like I was just shooting girl at the time. I was like, I don't know where the hell they came from. What the hell? I didn't want to hug my kids. I really thought like I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't eat. It was like the worst week of my life. They
Yeah.
tested everybody and nothing, nobody had anything. And I guess it came out, and I feel really bad for this person. So I used to live in Redondo, and there was no porn testing facility there. So I had to go to alternate facility. And there was also like a Medi-Cal facility where they help like homeless people and stuff. So some guy got tested and they mixed my blood vials up with this guy and they gave him a clean bill and then imagine I had to call him back and be like, hey, by the way, you have this, you have that. I'm like, oh, I felt so bad, whoever that person was, because somebody did have it, and
Well,
yeah.
and the possibility that he could have went out and infected other people
Yeah,
thinking that
that's
he had a
right.
clean
Well,
bill of
yeah, when
health.
they mixed
Yeah.
it up, yeah, he had no clue like that he had that. He thought he was great, that's just yeah, horrible. So after that, I was really, it kind of scared me off. And I was really thinking, should I stop doing this, or I was like, no, the money's good. I need to do this. This is just a fluke. It just teaches me that I need to be more careful and more conscious
Sure.
about what I'm doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, like that is that is a rightful concern right there.
Yeah.
I think that would scare the shit out. I mean, I don't know how you were able to kind of persist through all that and like
Mhm.
that might honestly, I might get spooked and be like, I'm done. Fuck this
Oh
shit.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
huge gamble, you know?
Hmm.
So wow.
Yeah.
And well, you know, kudos to you for sticking with it. I I have to ask though, like as far as like longevity wise, do you find it? I mean, you have been in the game for a while, but do you find it that more that the frequency of which people stay within the adult industry, do you find people kind of stick around more, or is the quote unquote turnover rate
Turnover.
higher?
Oh, now it's higher. It used to be, I think because there was more money in porn and I feel like there were higher standards in porn. I came into porn when they're like beautiful girls that had tan lines, like the vivid girls, I was like, I used to look like, oh, I want to be like one of those girls. Nowadays I feel like anybody can do it, and then they get into it and they do it, and then either they get messed up on drugs or they find them because of OnlyFans now. And I don't know if I can say that, but can I say names? Yeah, OnlyFans and stuff. Yeah, like those
Yeah,
platforms and stuff. Yeah.
I think
So
so.
it's
Yeah.
type of platforms, like girls are able to get out quicker and make their own money quicker. So I think they get out as soon as they get a little fan following or fan base, and they get out quicker and they don't last as long. Just because there's really no more money in porn either, like there used to be, I feel like. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
turnover is a lot
Well,
quicker.
and it should be interesting too, because I guess what's his name? The guy that owns OF just passed
Oh
away.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So I heard they're looking to sell it. So I
yeah,
see what happens with that.
yeah, yeah. That should be interesting. Are they one of those companies though that like takes a huge percentage off of what the girls do? Like or do you kind of retain most of what you earn on the platform?
Yeah, it's like 25%, which is not too bad. Considering I
Okay,
get to, have my own content and be my own director and decide what goes on and how I portray myself, it's not too bad.
that's great. No,
Mhm.
that's really awesome, and it seems really empowering. Aside from like what do you kind of do like to kind of decompress from it all? Like I noticed that you were a 2A enthusiast. I saw in your Instagram story and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
shooting me some guns." What
Yeah. Well,
you shoot guns? What do you like to shoot as far as
yeah.
firearms?
So my favorite one is actually my AR with the scope on it. I love shooting
Hell
my
yeah.
AR because it's just so smooth. Like it shoots so good. That's my favorite gun, and it has the rapid fire on it. So
What
that's a
is
lot of fun.
what does AR stand for? I have to ask you this question.
Automatic rifle.
No, it
No, what
doesn't.
is it? No, what is it? Okay, you school me then.
Armalite. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. I never really questioned it. I always thought it's an automatic rifle.
Well, and
That's
that's
so
why they
good.
were trying to like implement bans on them because everybody thinks it
Oh,
stands for assault rifle
yeah.
15th and it's
Assault
actually
rifle. Oh yeah,
Armalite
assault
15.
rifle
Yeah.
or rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's
The
not
more you
okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay. The more you know, reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
I was
Exactly.
so many years old today when I found out.
G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you like the AR-15? Are you a
Yeah.
handgun enthusiast as well?
No, I feel like so I own my gun is the 6 hour, and I feel like it has so much kick. It has more kick than, and you would think that the AR has more kick, but to me it doesn't, because it sits so snug here, and you kind of like have more like, but with
Yeah.
the SIG you're just kind of like, "Ugh!" Especially I get nails too, so it's hard to like. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, I like ARs. I like shotguns. I think because I can have that extra right here, the extra
Yeah,
cushion where I
yeah.
can put it here, and the
Oh
extra.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is that something your husband got you into, or was that something you were
No, I've
into before
always
you met
kind of
him?
been into, but it's something that we decided to do together. And he bought me some guns. I bought him guns. We buy each other guns for him, and we go shoot together. We bond over it, and my son shoots, and we just go out as family, go shoot. We just got this crazy one. It's a VR 80. Kind of looks like something from like a zombie movies. Like, have you ever seen those? If you're 80s,
Oh, I
they're
love zombie. Oh no, the gun. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, they're huge. They're crazy. So, but
Okay.
that has so much kick. I haven't shot it yet.
That's yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. You know, as I had mentioned with my military service, I fired
Mhm.
the M16. The
Yeah.
rifles tend to have a lot less kick because you do have, like, you know, with a pistol, you've got it out like that. You
Right.
don't really have a lot to
Yeah.
kind of, like, you know, protect you
Mhm.
from the recoil, but, like, you know, you got your whole shoulder to
Your
kind of
shoulders
stop
really
the
put into
yeah,
it. Like, yeah. So I feel like that's more secure for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You ever shot
What
a
do you like
grenade
to
launcher?
do? No, no, I have not. I want to though. Have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which
The
one's
M2.
what's your favorite?
Well, I only shot the M203. It was extension of the M16, but I
Yeah.
got to shoot the M203,
Oh,
and
those are badass.
it was
Yeah.
awesome. It was so
Oh,
fucking
hell
awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. We are going to do some rapid fire questions.
Oh boy. Okay.
So yeah,
Talk about fire. Speaking
nothing,
of fire.
nothing too high pressure. So stand by. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. How do the
Okay.
Germans feel about pineapple on pizza? They'd probably say
Scheiße.
no.
Das
Nein.
ist Scheiße. Nein.
Das ist nicht so gut.
Das ist Scheiße.
Let's see here. Are you a sports fan?
I am.
Baseball or football?
Football.
Football. Rams?
Mhm. Actually, Raiders and Cowboys. Raiders is my team.
Yeah.
Cowboys my husband, so I support them
Yeah.
too. Yeah. What's your
Fucking
team?
awesome. Raiders.
Raiders.
I mean,
What's your Raider Nation?
hell yeah, Raiders. I'm more of a baseball fan than I'm a football fan.
Really?
But it's interesting, you know, because my merchandising company, I mentioned about this with the shirts and stuff. We have a Raiders mock shirt on there, so I'm gonna have to hook it up. Yeah,
check that out. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, so all right, football. All right, burn to death or drown.
Woo, fuck. This is really morbid. So I was drowning in my own fluids one time because I had a cyst that popped and I was trying to breathe. And the more I tried to breathe, the less air I got. And it was super scary. I feel like I did that and I didn't like it. So maybe burning this time.
Or we can just skip that question. I said drown because it just seems like there would be less pain, but for somebody that's been through it,
it's scary. Like if you want to breathe and you can't breathe, and the more you try to, anyway, that's
okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Cats or dogs?
Cats all fucking day.
Yeah?
We're a crazy cat lady. I got 5 of them.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. But the
Little
only
pretty.
difference between you and a crazy cat lady is you're actually married and you've got like a stable life. So
yeah, and he kind of keeps me from having more cats. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably have 20 cats. So yeah.
That's beautiful. I was gonna ask this question, but you're not as versed in German film. Your favorite horror film of all time?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one.
Exactly.
Yes.
What do you think about the remake?
I mean, which one? They get shittier and shittier. Oh, the remake of the new one, or
it came out in like the early 2000s. It was it had Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket.
I mean, it was.
I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole franchise and I love their face, so I can't shit on them completely. But yeah, not my favorite.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a big horror fan as well.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, since you're a music fan, fantasy concert or show lineup, 3 artists within any genre. They could be artists of the past or they can be existing now. 3. Who do you got?
Any genre. Okay, so Bob Marley, of course. Bob Marley, Tupac.
Okay.
And then I knew Juice WRLD, but I would say probably X and Sion.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. All right. If you could exact revenge on your enemies and get away with it, would you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
I think about it all the time, yeah. That's the problem. I'm like, is the purge gonna happen? So I can
so they could just be off the fucking planet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
would
get
love
it.
that. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
I think about that a lot too. That actually leads me to another question. Are there like rivalries within the adult world? Or is that common, or are more people kind of usually copacetic and kind of want people to,
Ye-
get along?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's gonna be. It's kind of like a. Yeah, it's like in high school. Of course, there's gonna be rivalries, but like overall, it's like one unity. Yeah, my
That's
enemies are
good.
probably not in porn. There, yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's probably a good guess. If you could collaborate with a celebrity that wasn't in the adult industry, like an actor or a musician, for an adult scene, who would it be?
For an adult scene,
Yeah, who's your celebrity crush?
all of mine are dead.
That's fine.
Um,
I mean, obviously not while they're dead, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't know. I love Stevie Nicks. I kind of have the blonde hair. I like to do a mother-daughter scene with Stevie.
Okay. All right. I'm into it. Yeah. She's got those witchy vibes going on.
Oh, I love that. She's so
About it. Yeah.
sexy.
Okay. Only females though, no males?
Um, I don't know. I'd have to think harder on the males.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
All right.
yeah, I think I don't know.
Put a pin on it. We'll come back to it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Best LA restaurant.
Havana Mania in Redondo Beach.
Okay.
It's a Cuban restaurant. It is the fucking best restaurant. If you love Cuban food, try it out. It's a mom and pop restaurant. It's been there for years. The owner's there every single day. I don't know how he does it, but he's there every day. I'm with him and his wife. They have these coconuts that they holler out, and they have the best like Cuban drinks and then Cuban rum, the Hemingway rum, and the Medianoches and the masas. Oh my God. And they have live music on week. Yes, go to Havana Mania in Redondo.
Havana Mania. All right.
Havana
You hear
Mania.
that?
Yeah.
Anybody that's in Redondo, Havana Mania.
Yeah.
And I heard that you had grown up in Inglewood. There is actually a really good vegan Cuban restaurant there.
Oh,
That
is
was the
there?
shit. Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but I loved it. I was like,
Hmm.
I wish I knew what it was called so I could give it a
I don't
plug.
know.
But it was
I didn't grow up there, but that's the first place I moved when I started shooting porn when I came to LA to shoot
oh,
porn.
okay,
It's the first
okay,
place I lived in Hawthorne, of Rosecrans and Inglewood. And
okay,
that's why I know about Havana Mania. And there's so many good restaurants out in the South Bay, seriously. Really good.
okay.
But I still don't know about that vegan one.
All right. Favorite LA. Okay. Favorite LA theater or venue, music venue.
Music event. I actually love the SoFi Stadium. It's really big, and the seating is just like it gives you such a good bird's eye view. I love the SoFi.
Okay. Where is that in LA proper?
It's in
Okay.
Inglewood.
Oh, okay. Oh, they did what did they do there here recently? Was it a sporting event or something? I can't
Yeah, they always
remember.
have football there, but they also have amazing concerts there, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So I always have to ask people this question. What do you feel like about your life? If you could go back and change anything, you would change, or would you? Do you have any regrets, or would you do anything differently?
Oh my goodness. I don't really have too many regrets. The regrets maybe that when I bought my porn agency, I didn't nurse it better. I kind of let it go too soon because it got on my nerves, and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I probably didn't do as well as I should with it because I don't know. It's hard having a porn agency and kind of like hurting all the girls like little kittens and dealing with all the drama. So I kind of just let go on that.
Okay.
And then probably just getting my mom not the help that she deserved because she was
Okay.
sick and she passed of cancer and we didn't know. And I feel like I should have probably did something earlier to find out what's going on with her. So probably those are my two biggest regrets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have any advice for your younger self? Like, if you could do things like, just to kind of point yourself in the right direction?
Just slow down. slow down a little bit, appreciate small things in life. I know it sounds corny, but now I'm looking back and I'm 45 and I'm like, God damn, how the fuck did this happen? And there's so many times I just like didn't take the moment in and didn't live in the moment. Like didn't just, rush through things and didn't take everything in. So slow down. Life is
Okay.
quick.
Life is quick. You've got a great, life going for you though. You got a family, you got a loving
Oh
husband.
yeah.
So
Now
yeah.
I learned for myself and now I'm slowing down. I got a do over. I got a little baby, so I got a do over, and it's just so awesome. It keeps me
Yeah.
grounded.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And let's see here. I had a question that I wanted to ask you about this video. Tell me what was going on here.
Don't you love it? Oh my God.
So you're a Scandinavian black metal fan, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I was just a Dick fan at the time and Money fan. That's why I was there. But I really liked this. I like the whole scene, the whole get up. I was like, I got on set and I didn't really know at first. I was like, oh, this is different. I like this. She started to do my makeup. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, we're doing your makeup like Kiss today. I'm like, what? Wow. Okay, let's do
Okay.
this.
All right.
Okay, I'm here for it.
What was that for, like a Burning Angel or?
It was, yeah, I think it was Burning Angel for it was for Small Hands and his wife. Oh, yeah, yeah, it was great. Yeah, it
Okay.
was for Burning Angel.
Yeah, they
Oh,
love to like dress
yeah.
girls up like in like all the alt stuff and stuff. So I was like, does she like black
Mhm.
metal? That's pretty cool, like
I
that's
don't
pretty
mind
wild.
it, but like
Okay.
I actually shot some of my dopest scenes for them for Burning Angel. There's another one where it's like a pinup type girl, and I had like the big rose and the pinup lingerie, and they always made me look amazing. That's why I look back on porn. I'm like, okay, this wasn't that bad. This was cool.
Right, right. Well, and you kind of mentioned that you had an affinity for Bob Marley and Tupac, and so
Mhm.
what would you say you were listening to when you were growing up, as far as music wise? What sort of stuff was playing in your household, like your family and stuff?
No, my dad, he was a big Bob Marley fan. So it was Bob
Nice.
Marley, and then he loved Creedence Clearwater Revival. So
Hell
that
yeah.
was playing in my household. And then me myself, I grew up on Pac and Biggie and Cypress Hill and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you're old enough to remember whenever Tupac got shot and then
Oh,
dropped the Machiavelli,
yeah, Machiavelli. Come with me. Hail Mary.
mind
Yes.
blowing. Yeah, exactly.
Lord, I was in my room crying for 3 days, and he dropped out. I was like, "Oh my God!"
we were in high school whenever that happened, and we were like, what the fuck? We were like,
Yeah,
what? He's alive still? Like,
yeah,
what's going on? Like, and,
yes.
I think that's
That
probably one of the best things he did, truthfully.
seriously, but that kind of happened like that at the time blew my mind. But then I seen it happen again with my boy Juice, and then it happened with like X. So there's always like Juice had the No Vanity album that came out after he passed, and it sounded just like Juice. And I'm like, oh my God, is Juice alive? But unfortunately, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy, that whole world. There's just but it is almost kind of like one of those things where, if you go back, and I don't know if you ever saw that old Chappelle sketch where he was like, how is Tupac still releasing music? Where he's like, it's a new Tupac song and they're in the club, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2005 or something like that, and he was still releasing music. So you could go back like Tupac and Biggie and just record like a whole like plethora of
Mm-hmm.
you know just music,
Unreleased.
and then just
Yeah.
gradually stagger it and release it and
Yeah,
stuff.
and
So
they have
yeah.
like albums, like collabs, like Lil Peep, and like which I loved a lot too. But he brought out a whole album, Peep. I'm like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I guess it was just like all his unreleased stuff, and had a
Yeah.
bunch of collabs on it. And there's one where X Extension was talking about Lil Peep, where he's like, "Oh, I wish I would have met him earlier before he died, and now I appreciate his music more after he died," which is really sad. It's crazy because now they're both kind of dead. It's not
Yeah.
kind of yeah. It's crazy.
I remember whenever the whole Nipsey Hussle stuff went down, it
Oh
was just
yeah.
so sad because it was like, that guy was like really cared about his community and like,
Hmm. Hmm.
was he the one that was getting donuts or something?
No, no, no. That was no, no.
Or he was at his store. I
No,
don't
yeah,
remember
he
what
was at
happened.
his store. No,
That's what it was.
that
Okay.
was she's the one that has all the camo matching cars. That was Jesus Christ. I wasn't prepared. I don't know I have mom brain. I'm breastfeeding still, so my brain that was not
Um,
no.
that's actually a good question. Do you feel like you have ever caught in like flack from anybody, like, whether it be kind of religious fundamentalists or, family organizations or even like immediate family, or do you feel like people have been kind of like tolerant and like accepting towards your line of work?
I think they've been pretty much tolerant and accepting. The only one I think I ever caught slack from was my sister, but I really don't talk to her anyway because she's on drugs somewhere in Northern California, so who cares what she says? But
Oh,
no, they've been pretty accepting. I actually go to church every Sunday. I'm gonna get
oh, cool.
baptized. I'm getting
Oh,
baptized on the
congrats.
26th. So I'll be
Nice.
posting that on my Instagram. I've been
Good.
really involved in the church community a lot, and which has been really nice, and it's kind of been released for me. It makes me feel really good about myself.
What denomination is it?
It's a non-denominational church, but it's Catholic, Christian. It's just a Christian Catholic church, whatever.
Was that
Mhm.
something that ever you had like a foundation for, like when you were younger, or was that something that you just kind of discovered like later in life?
Yeah, my dad was Catholic, my mom was Christian, and we prayed every now and then, but it was never big. And then I kind of let go of it and strayed from it. And now later on in life, now that I'm retired and kind of have a new baby and a family again, trying to ground myself and get away from all the craziness, and it really helps me
That's
a
good.
lot. I love it. I
That's
love going
really
to church
good.
on Sundays, and I feel like I've never been baptized, so I feel like now's the time.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great. Like I think that when anybody can, find some sort of spiritual connection
Hmm.
that, makes them happy and fulfilled, power
Yeah.
to them,
Yeah,
I
so
think
I'm
that's
excited
wonderful.
about that. Yeah, it's been
Well,
really
good.
nice.
Good, good.
My grandma, she told me about religion. She was not super religious, but she's like, what's wrong with just listening to the word of God? Because if there's no heaven, worst case scenario, you just lived your life as a decent person. If there is a heaven, then you get to go to heaven. So it's a
Right.
win-win. I'm like, oh, she was right.
I, yeah, it's one of those things where you'd rather be wrong,
Yeah.
like why not,
It's
and the way I see it,
not.
there's a lot of people, because people give a lot of like I practice spirituality, Eastern spirituality, but like,
Mhm.
people will give people that are in church or some sort of spiritual path, they'll give them like flack because they'll be like, well, so and so does this, they're a hypocrite. So and so does this. Oh, can you
Yeah.
believe what they said? Can you believe what they did? And my whole thing is that church or a temple or whatever is supposed to be like a hospital, in that you go
Exactly.
in there and you're trying to be treated, you're trying to become a better person. It's not like a cure all, like
Exactly.
it's a process, it's a journey. Like you don't
Yeah.
just like come to spirituality and like I'm cured, all my
Yeah,
problems are
well, yeah, I
gone, or
know.
yeah,
Absolutely not. But it helps. Like it's good for your soul. It's like chicken soup for your soul. Seriously. It's
yeah,
nice. So
yeah,
anybody, whatever, religion you practice or whatever helps you feel good inside and helps you, see things more clearly and be a better person, that should be it for you.
yeah,
So for me, it's been working. I've been going to church and it's been nice. And I
yeah,
haven't been
that's great.
judged. And I think a lot of people do know like what I've did because I do post about my church sometimes on my social media um and they've just accepted me and it's been great. And it's really refreshing on Sundays to start the week off like with a new set of mind and feel grounded and You know?
That's really cool. And I was about to ask, like, does anybody like at your congregation, do they ever like give you the evil eye or anything like that, just based
No,
on?
never. They're
No?
freaking amazing. And some don't know, which is completely fine. And I
Yeah,
love that. I love just being myself and being able to go there with my family and find solitude and just connect. Yeah.
that's wonderful. That's really
Mm.
wonderful. I have to ask this question because I'm in arts and media and entertainment.
Mhm.
What are you watching? What are you reading? And what are you listening to at present?
So listening to present, I'm actually listening to a lot of Morgan Wallen. I'm going
Okay.
to his concert on May 2nd in Vegas. Woo! Watch out, Morgan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for my birthday, my friend bought me some tickets. So we're gonna go to Vegas and watch him. And I'm actually bringing my baby, like the hangover baby. It's gonna be in a carrier with sunglasses and everything. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Listening to Morgan Wallen.
All right.
I've been watching Marshalls, and I'm really looking forward to the new Yellowstone series. It's a spinoff with Beth. I don't know if
Okay.
you heard about it. It's coming in May.
No, I know that he just did one that had Kurt Russell, like
Oh, the
what's his name?
Madison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched some of the first episode of
Yeah.
that, but that's not connected to Yellowstone, is it?
No, I don't think it is. And I didn't really I watched the first episode, but I kind of fell asleep, honestly. It wasn't really my deal, but I've been watching
Okay.
Marshalls. It's pretty cool.
Have you been
Um,
watching did you watch 1883 and
oh,
1923
I
and all those
love
ones?
eighth. Oh my God, I cried so bad. It was so
Yeah?
bad. It was
Okay.
so good. They were all so good. I fucking love
Nice.
those. Yeah, all of those. Yeah, so that's what I'm watching. I'm like in my country era right now, I think.
Okay. All
If I'm
right.
listening to myself, Morgan Wallen, 1883, it's like, yeah. I'm in my
Nothing wrong
country
with
era.
that. I love me some old outlaw country. Are you a reader? Do you read books or do you read magazines or anything like that?
Well, I read books. I'm currently reading. I think I have it here. Let me see. It's called. I still have it. Oh, I can't. I can't find it. Never mind. It's called Milk and Honey. Milk and
Milk and
Honey.
Honey. Okay.
Yeah, it's
What's
just like
that?
it's like a poetry, quotes, life quotes, poetry. Yeah, for deeper thought,
Okay.
spiritual stuff.
Very
I've been
cool.
reading the Bible also. I
Which
have
version of the Bible do you read?
just the regular Testament, Old Testament, regular.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I tried, well no, I can't remember if I finished the King James version,
I
but
think yeah,
it's hard. I kind of like
it's
some of the
hard.
newer translations. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
they're
the one
better.
that they have in church is like the older one, but yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
But I'm trying to understand it. But they make
And
it
that's
easy when you go to church. They explain it. I'm like, oh, that's what I was reading about. Oh, okay.
well,
Yeah.
and that's all you can do, is like
Mhm.
that's one thing that, to kind of, bring it back full circle. Like we're just all trying. We're trying to be good people the best way we know how, and if people go to church to do that, then that's great. It's just like we're trying to be good human beings.
I feel like it really helped me connect with my kids more, well, especially my teen. It's been a little rough, but we've really bonded over going to church together. We're actually getting baptized together on the same
Oh
day.
wow.
So
Oh,
yeah, it's
that's
pretty
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, where can we find you online, Miss Nina Cochina? Where can we find
So
you at?
on Instagram, it's official Nina Cochina. On X, it's Nina LXOXO. And of course, I'm on Telegram now, which
Oh,
is
cool.
really great. Like, because I get to connect with my fans and just chat with them, like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Just like quick little chats and like ask me anything. And they can always reach out to me. And I love Telegram so much. It's so great. So I have all my links actually on my Instagram. There's all links to my Telegram and stuff. And then of course OF, it's Nina L Triple X. And yeah. Oh, I have Joy AI, which is
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah, I get to have my AI twin, my AI me, which is awesome because I get to you get to like create scenes, you get to video chat with me anytime. Like let's say I'm sleeping and knocked out and not available, like because I'm Telegram, sometimes I'm not available, but you go to Joy AI, you can have a full video chat and I pull my boobies out for you and do whatever you want. Like Nina, my AI twin will do crazy shit that I don't do. Like, hey Nina, go fist your ass for me. I'm like, okay. like me, I'm probably not going to do that. But
right.
Neon AI, she will do that. So,
That's That's glorious. Is that
Yeah.
something a lot of the girls in the industry are getting involved in? Is
Yeah, yeah, and I was kind of reluctant because I'm so old school, and I was like, well, I don't know, but I looked at it, and it's actually really fun, and I approved all the images, and it's like really modeled after me. They used my voice, my movements, everything, so it's pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Check out Nina on Joy AI and all the other aforementioned links. Definitely support this wonderful lady. As I'd mentioned earlier, I might have to go expend the box of tissues later, so I
Please
really
do that.
appreciate
You know how that went. Try Joy AI. Do a video chat with me on
Could
Joy.
do
Let me know
that.
how
Could do
went.
that. Could do that. Hell yeah. Anybody could do that. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for being here. And I want to thank anybody who attended the stream. As I had mentioned, I have a merchandising company, Hell's Heart Merch Company. Go on over to Hell's Heart CO. Oh, real quick, before I do the plug, is there anybody in the industry, any friends, anybody you want to give a shout out to real quick?
Shout out to, of course, my husband, Tony Martinez, the greatest male performer ever with the best stick. And my bestie, Rachel Cavalli. Love you so much, girl. Yeah. And Curtis really helps with my agency and keeps me going.
Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm like, I don't feel like doing a shit or don't, he's like, come on, Nina, you were so great. Remember those days?
Curtis has been very helpful. Yeah.
He's just the sweetest sweetheart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's amazing.
For
I love
sure.
you, Curtis. Curtis Brown.
I want to shout out Mandy Muse for sharing this story as well.
Yes. Mandy Muse also, yes. I was gonna do that, but you didn't let me.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm a big.
I love you, Mandy. I love you, and Randy also. Randy.
I have also expended many tissue boxes to her as well, so I'm a big
Mandy
fan.
And Randy, they're amazing friends. Like, I've been my friends for years. I love them so much.
Yeah,
amazing people.
Yeah, I heard she's a Star Wars fan. So
yes, she is. She even named her dog after Grogu. And then her cat was named, after Star Wars name too. I forgot which one. Yeah.
Well, Mandy,
she's amazing.
If you're inclined, come check out the show. I'd love to talk some Star Wars with you. I talk about Andor every time on the show, except for this show. But that was my favorite series. So, take two. As I mentioned, we have a merchandising company, Hell's Heart Merch Company. Going over to hellsheartco.bigcartel.com. Use the code podcast for 20% off your entire order. Fine Bella Canvas, Next Level Tri-Blend t-shirts. They feel amazing. If you like movies, if you like hardcore and music, we've got a bunch of those inspired t-shirts. So please check them out. They feel really soft. They feel really amazing. And it would be awesome. You'd be supporting the channel. And we also have a company called 10th Canto, which is like a spiritual yoga line. If you buy any of the shirts from that imprint, we give the proceeds to the Tompkins Square Food Project for the homeless in New York City. So it goes for a great cause. You get a great shirt. I think you'd really appreciate it too. So, and as I'd mentioned earlier, do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, click on that bell for notifications. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a follow and give us a rating. That would be so fantastic. Nina, if you don't mind just hanging around for a minute afterwards, that would be awesome. Thank you guys so much. Namaste, jobless, and be good. Thank you so much, Nina. I really appreciate this.
Bye.
Hell's Heart,